He just had too much loft on his craft. Loft. Lack of fucking talent.
You know, they tell me everything I need to know. But
you know,
the NFC South is definitely a competitive division. It's competitive between three very mediocre teams.
Like I feel an attack right now. I just feel.
No. See, we going at this all wrong.
I don't even think that was a compliment.
Marlo, there was a game in which your quarterback blatantly missed wide open receivers down the middle of the field.
Well, first of all, in his defense, I'm not going to say blatantly. He just had too much loft on his craft. Loft. Lack of fucking talent.
That will never not be funny. That will never not be funny. Oh man.
Never not.
Oh man. Again, I want to thank everybody for joining the Gathering of Old Men podcast. 2 men up, 1 man on the way. I'm gonna start the show off very somber news. USF men's basketball coach passed away suddenly today. We don't have a lot of details on it. Only details we have was it was an aggressive illness. He had a procedure today, and he died shortly after the procedure. So our thoughts and prayers go to him and his family. Oh man. Program note. Talk to Keelan. That's the guy I lost the eyebrow bet to. He has class today, so he will be on Tuesday's show, and we'll settle up then. A couple other quick little things. Florida State fans, why? I don't want to see. Stop posting recruit news. Stop posting NIL numbers. Stop posting all of that. We don't need to know. We don't need to know. If it's not a W, we don't need to know. And this being Miami, Florida State week, I wish it was something more than coffee in this cup.
I mean, we can go get you some Baileys because you probably need it.
Do you know how hard it is to be positive? It's hard to be positive. Miami, Florida State. I have never in my life felt like we didn't have a chance in the Miami, Florida State game. I feel that way now. But the silver lining is Miami can't play defense. They cannot play defense. And I'm not saying Louisville was a terrible offensive team, but they weren't lighting up scoreboards like they was against the Hurricanes. And Cam Ward might legit be him. Might legit be him. Again, I would love to beat Kennesaw State this weekend. And we'll get to them later. And Liberty.
Kennesaw State cost me money. They've been getting drugged all year. The one time I bet for them to get blown out, they show fight.
Not only did they show fight, they messed around and won.
Ain't shown in a liquor fight all year. But when TP put bread on the line, now we got.
I mean, so let's talk about Kennesaw State for a minute. Kennesaw State program didn't show up in 2015.
Mm-hmm.
And they've worked their way up. They have some FCS playoff victories. They've worked their way up to the FBS level. And you're right, all season, it did not look good. And I think one game they played last week, they had, I want to say 5 points. It was ugly.
That was the game they cost me. They decided to play defense for the first time. I mean, they still didn't score shit, but I forgot who it was I had bet on. I needed them by 10, and they, it was a 9-point game. 14-5 was the final score. I was like, man.
Yeah, that was a Liberty game.
It was Liberty. You're right. And Liberty have been blowing people up. So,
was undefeated.
I'm under the impression that this is easy money. This was easier money than that fake check that dude wrote to FAMU. The money already in the bank. That's what I felt like. Because there was no money in the bank.
You are a terrible person.
Oh yeah, 100%. I've been called this though.
Listen, but Liberty was probably going to be the Group of 5 playoff highest seed.
You think so?
They were the only I think they were the only undefeated Group of 5 team.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to think about it like this. It's still a long season, and a lot of these schedules are front-loaded with, I'm not going to call them cupcake teams, but, guys that you kind of already know ain't competing come December, January. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You put that on the front half of your schedule. You get your little scheme together, build you up some momentum. So then when you do get to the November time frame, now we playing dogs every week. Every game matters. We got a little steam going. Somebody should have told them not to switch tracks because the train was going good, and for some reason they, you know what I mean, there was a fork in the road, and the steam is gone. And if you look at the tape on Liberty, nothing scares you now.
Nothing.
It used to be a scary offense to prepare for. They had a lot of motion, a lot of jet sweeps, and they controlled the line of scrimmage. They're not doing that right now. But I say this all the time. You cannot get dominated at the point of attack and expect to be a very good football team.
Again, hats off to Kennesaw State. They are the definition of perseverance. Because when your teeth been kicked in week after week and you get back up and you swing, that's coaching right there. That's coaching. That coach said, we got something. We're going to figure it out. We got something. And they figured it out. And I don't normally like to salute teams who lose all year long and then decide to show up in the middle of the season and fight. But I got to take my hat off to you. Y'all earned that one. Y'all went out there. Y'all earned that one. I'm gonna skip over I'm gonna just skip over basketball for a quick second.
Oh, that was too.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that I'll get to that. The Tampa Bay Lightning gave me something to cheer about the other night because it was looking bleak. And they came back and scored 3 goals. And it was like, I think it was like 6-4. They look young. And listen, what Steven Stamkos has done for the Tampa Bay Lightning, nobody can take away. He is superhero personified. However, Bill Walsh said, I'd rather release him 1 year too early than 1 year too late. And we let him go 1 year too late, and it cost us. Now, we got Victor Hedman, we got the young guys, and they are moving. It is a young man's league. If you can't skate fast, it's going to pass you by.
Absolutely.
So that's my whole Lightning thing. But now my New York Knicks. TP, I'm scared.
Soapbox.
I'm scared, TP.
Soapbox crash out incoming.
I'm scared.
What has happened? They played one game against the defending champion and a team that hit 29 threes. Let's not pretend like they didn't hit everything they threw up. They couldn't hit, even if they tried. That has something to do with defense, but at some point you just gotta chuck it up as they were on. They were on. Is that a normal? Let me ask you this, Troy. Is it a normal thing for an NBA team to make 29 threes in a game? Is that a regular occurrence?
So somebody,
I think you're breaking up over there.
They gotta show me some fight.
They gotta show you some fight.
Oh man. Hey, I'm connected to the landline finally. Somebody got to go outside. Somebody got to go outside. Because somebody going to have to tell me something. 29 threes. And you got Mikal Bridges. You got OG Anunoby.
You also had a bunch of guys. You also had a bunch of guys that had never played together. Is that a fact or is it not?
It is a fact.
Well, let's not hit panic. Let's not hit the panic button just yet. It's been one game.
All right, I'm putting it over here to the side. I'm gonna put it right over here to the side.
This is not, college football in the old days where you lose one game, you might be cooked for the season. This isn't, you know what I mean? This ain't that. You lose one game and you lose to the defending champion, a team that almost looks unstoppable by anybody. I can't name you a team that matches up exceptionally well against the Boston Celtics right now. So to think that, we didn't look that great, I don't think any team is going to look that great against Boston right now. We don't see what Washington does tonight, but, I mean, let's be honest, the hopes aren't really high for the Washington Wizards right now against the defending champion. Now, until somebody comes up and,
no, I was just gonna say the hopes ain't high. The hopes ain't high for Washington against anybody.
That's what I'm saying. So they should pretty much do the same thing to them, if not worse.
Well, I'll get off my soapbox, as TP said. The Clippers played last night, and he had some rest last night, but Tubby was hooping. Terrence Mann fouled out. A few other players wasn't carrying their weight, and even though they lost, the Clippers, if Kawhi would just help that man, just get to the arena.
I had Phoenix -5.5.
What was I think the final? What was the
No,
final score?
minus 4.5. Minus 4.5. I had
KD.
I had two parlays. I had 2 legs of my 6-leg parlay. I hit Grizzlies. I had them minus 2.5. They won by 2. And then Phoenix Suns, I had them 4.5. They won by 3. A very sad night for me. I was so close. I hate being that close. I'd rather just the ticket just get blown up than just at the last second we fall flat. We give up comebacks. But both of those games they were winning by double digits in the second half, and ended up not covering. But in that game, James Harden showed signs of his old self. Right? You put a big man on him. Big man knows he's not quick enough to guard him laterally. So what does James Harden does? Uses his speed and quickness as leverage to open up his 3-point shot and shoot it right in your face. Every time he saw Bowl come his way, he knew he was barbecue chicken. Anytime you switch, and it's the wrong person switching, and I don't know if it's a coaching issue because the talent that Phoenix has, the Clippers should not have been able to be on the same court with them, even with James Harden. This is a coaching issue because when you consistently allow the other team to get the matchup that they want, that's not good coaching. It's just not.
Devin Booker scored 12 points and fouled out. Bradley Beal showed up for a few plays. I forgot he was even on the team because every other time down the court, they was giving it to KD. And KD, 30 points. Nothing to snub at, but if the other 2 stars can score 20, it's not close. Terrence Mann fouled out the game. The Clippers had no bench. This shouldn't have been close. But that new arena that the Clippers in, it looked nice. It looked nice.
They got a student section look like. They were affecting free throws.
Apparently somebody had a sign that kind of distracted KD, which that's what home court advantage is. You want your fans to be indignant. Well, within reason.
Mm-hmm.
Within reason. Like, don't be crazy. But that was the highlight of the evening. I can't really. Well, I guess LeBron and Bronny played 3 minutes together. Bronny missed the open 3, but again, I have no evaluation for him. I still look at him as being in college right now. So if they don't send him to the G League, we're gonna need to have conversations about LeBron and JJ Redick.
Mm-hmm. Do you think? So you think Bronny should be in the G League?
He should start there. I'm not saying he should be there. He should start there. The things that he struggled with in pro summer In summer league, he still struggled with doing preseason. Give him a time to spread his wings and focus on the fundamentals. Like there are different levels of fundamentals. He's a pro now. The fundamentals at college level ain't the same as the fundamentals at pro. He got to get those pro level fundamentals. Let him focus on those fundamentals. Send him to wherever their G League affiliate is in Temecula or wherever it is. And it's just him, his coach, and hoops. That's it. He ain't got to worry about his daddy putting fruity pebbles in his car. By the way, LeBron, you're dirty. You're a dastardly dude for doing that to your own kid, and then make him clean up the driveway.
That was a funny little skit.
So I'm just saying.
But you know, in the series too, he gets on the floor, you know, gets open for a shot, he misses it, and the coach takes him out. And that's, you know, pretty much the most of what we see, you know, in that environment. If you want him to get better, then he has to have more reps. You know, that's just how it's going to have to be. If you believe in him and for the future, then you have to give him reps. Now, if he's still not producing, then we got to start looking to make a change. But you get one shot and then that's your debut and then you're done. Why did you draft him?
They should let go to state drafting. No disrespect to Braun, but to learn from the chef, because the chef is closer in size and physical tools.
Skill set, yeah.
So, but hey, it can't hurt to learn from the second best basketball player to ever live. So, but
I'm not gonna let you do that. No, you didn't just do that. No. As a matter of fact, we're not about to go down that rabbit hole. This is not the Madness podcast. We're not. Right. No. Yeah, and I really like how you tried to just slide that in, like I wasn't paying attention, like I don't be listening. I hear everything.
Oh,
I keep my ear to the ground. I hear everything.
In other news, 5-1, Syracuse is losing the 6-0 Pitt, 24-0. How is everybody in the ACC better than Florida State? Everybody. We ain't better than Duke. Anyway.
Hey, Duke got a Hall of Fame coach on their staff.
Yeah, they do. And they got a future black college Hall of Fame coach on their staff too, which I don't understand why we let him get to his car.
That's who I was talking about.
It should have been a Florida. It should have been. It should have been a Florida Highway Patrolman at his car going, we need to talk to you. There should have been a discussion. Hey, man, I don't know where you think you're going right now, but it's some folks who want to talk to you. They want to see how your family feel about Tallahassee again. Because he be posting on Twitter about FAMU all the time. I'll be like, he missed Tallahassee. We should get that man home. We should. What your boy said, Adidon, bring that man home.
I mean, but I'm excited for him.
It's time to bring him home.
Because even though it wasn't stepping into another head coaching job, he's getting the experience at a higher level of competition. I think that's the most tactful way I can say that. By moving up from, coaching in the SWAC to coaching in the ACC. Who knows? This might have been a 1-year thing, and he might be moving on to a head coaching job. There will be jobs opening up. He could come back to Florida. You better watch out because Mike Norvell is beyond the hot seat at this point. So I know everybody in Florida State land been calling for Dion, except for some people that feel like, that's never going to happen. There is another option. And he used to coach across the street. So, and if you want to bring in the recruits that you need to be successful, that might be the best option going forward. I'm not saying, I'm just saying.
Yeah, and for the I'm trying to be good because we're trying to do things differently. I'm trying to be a better person, but I'm gonna be honest. Duke wasn't playing football like that last year. And they have not made a whole bunch of additions on their coaching staff.
Except for that move.
And that's all I'm saying.
I honestly think Devontae Adams was right on cue when he said the sideline for the Jets isn't, what he's used to. He said those guys aren't used to winning. And I believe that a program with a culture of losing, they don't know how to win yet.
Okay. I am back. Apparently,
I don't know. Could you hear me?
No, I couldn't hear anything. My LAN connection, for some reason, the switch that I'm using is I guess I got to get another switch or just get a longer Ethernet connection. But something I want to say about Florida State, real quick. If you've noticed, there are Florida State centric publications that are now speaking the truth, and it's riling some of them pro Norval fans up, and most of those are younger fans. I don't know what that's about, but most of them are younger fans, and they are pro Norval. Maybe that's the only coach they ever seen win. I don't know. I've seen Jimbo win. I've seen Bobby win. Like, I know what a winner looks like. And I'm not saying they don't, because they got the experience of one season of winning. I saw a lot of winning. But there are Florida State publications that apparently don't care anymore about their level of access because it's beyond goofy at this point. Excuse me. It's beyond goofy at this point. Like, stop telling us it's raining when you're just peeing on our head. We've had controversies as in we want the DJ to play over the Seminoles playing, or I'm sorry, the Marching Chiefs playing the war chant. What? It's not disco night. We're not UCLA. We're Florida State. Act like it. So just stuff like that going on. when nobody wants to talk about the actual issue, the product on the field. You got former players questioning coaches' evaluations of talent. And War Chant, a Florida State centric publication that I used to pass by their old building when I was in college all the time. It can't be no War Chant without Florida State. And they are telling you, hey, somebody don't know what they're doing. And I hate being like bash Norville all the time. But no, like y'all forced this on us. Y'all told us this lie. 6-6 wasn't good enough. We had a championship caliber team. We just didn't have a coach. So y'all went out and got us a coach who used to have cornrows to make us believe that he was an offensive guru. And his resume did not say that. And now we are dealing with the repercussions of an athletic director's position being hijacked, a head coach who was offered a job that might been over his head. Same said athletic director extends him, making him more costly to eject later on after a losing season than you extend him more when you think there are rumors of him going to Alabama. And nobody picked up the phone and called Alabama to say, hey, is this a coaching candidate? Alabama hired a coach who actually made it to the playoffs, as opposed to a coach who didn't. And maybe, just maybe, the people who know football knew something we was not willing to admit about Mike Norvell. That's all I'm saying. But moving on. I feel like it's wrong to bash Marlo Bucks without him being here. I ain't saying Marlo ducking the smoke. I'm just saying I want him an opportunity to defend his team. Now, to be fair, Marlo is doing a lot of post-hurricane cleanup, so he might be sleeping. So I'm gonna give him that grace. He might be asleep. But that being said, the Bucks take on the Atlanta Falcons this weekend. And Kirk Cousins has decided that he wanted to throw the football. The one thing the Bucks apparently can't stop. Or, well, they couldn't stop the run either. It might get ugly. No Chris Godwin, no Mike Evans. Mo tells me the wide receiver room is fine. I don't know. Maybe we have to start doing a special show for conversations with Marlo on the phone. But Marlo tells me that, the wide receiver room is fine. I don't know. Like 2 Pro Bowl wide receivers. It ain't a lot of teams that can afford to lose 2 Pro Bowl wide receivers and still keep it rolling. That means that Baker Mayfield is an MVP candidate, is essentially what you're saying. And I don't know. I don't like in garbage time, Baker Mayfield looked like, he looked like Steve Young out there in garbage time, but they was already down by like 3 touchdowns at that point. So I don't know. I can't say he was that. But this week, Atlanta comes to town. And Kirk Cousins is about to show out. Because the Bucks don't have a pass rush with 4 down linemen. Not that I've seen. And they secondary, I think not only do they have some injuries, but I don't think they are as talented as they were in the past. So I don't know. TP, you tell me. I don't know. It could be. I know, but I don't want to seem like I'm bashing the Bucks because Marlo say I'm a serial hater, and I don't want to be that guy. That's what he said. He said I'm a serial hater.
Sometimes he just call it like you see him.
Here's the worst part. He didn't want the quarterback. That's the starting quarterback. That's not his quarterback. So, but he is determined to get Kyle Trask to be his quarterback. Determined. All right, buddy. We gonna see. But that's a big game. And then the Raiders are playing the Chiefs. I don't even know if that's newsworthy at this point, and I'm a Raiders fan. Like, but who going quarterback? Desmond Ritter. If Desmond Ritter plays, y'all might as well sign me to a 10-day contract. And the NFL don't have 10-day contracts. But I feel like if Desmond Ritter got a shot, everybody got a shot. And I'm being disrespectful at this point.
Desmond Ritter, did you see the interview with him when he was talking about, getting a phone call and everything? Mm-hmm. Very emotional moment for him. You can see the emotion in his eyes that he loves the game of football. So you can appreciate that about him, even though he didn't have the greatest run in Atlanta. I had said this going into last season because the Falcons made a conscious effort to surround him with talent. And I personally called it. I had been saying it for a long time. By no means, I mean, no disrespect, but when you have that much talent around you and you're not able to produce, and you were drafted where you were and had the expectations that you had, it was more to do with you than it was with the additions that they made to the team. Now, maybe taking a step out of the game, little self-reflection. Hopefully he's still been working out and staying, in shape and everything. Maybe this might be different in Las Vegas. But my gut telling me it ain't.
You will not get me hyped. You will not get me overhyped.
My gut is telling me it's not going to be the same. And that he does have a chance for success. But the weapons that they have in Las Vegas are nowhere near the talent level that he had surrounding him in Atlanta. On both sides of the ball. The Raiders roster right now is not highly talented compared to the rest of the league. But these are grown men. And if you prepare, football is one of those sports where you can kind of, if you're prepared, you can beat teams that are more athletic than you, that have better talent than you. It's not we're just cooked. You know what I mean? Like putting a JV basketball team against the Celtics and being like, hey, go out there and try to compete. Like it ain't, that's just not going to happen. But football is a different type of sport where you can be, somewhat on the bottom. But if y'all prepare well enough and you play together, it's 11 men on the field at any given point. And if those 11 men play as one, you have a chance to win almost any game. That's why you see so many upsets at the college level. That's why Vanderbilt was able to beat Alabama. We know Alabama got more talent than Vanderbilt. Stop playing. You know they're not a better team, but they were coached well. They played with a level of intensity that Alabama was not prepared for. And they used the energy of the crowd as their 12th man. And they went out there and beat a number one team, shocked the world. That number one team is now 15. So they weren't unbeatable, but we know that their talent far outmatches Vanderbilt's talent. And back to the Raiders don't have as much talent as the Chiefs, but looking at that division, they can compete with the Broncos. The Broncos ain't special. They have some very good players, yes. The Chargers have some very good players, yes. But they're beatable. The season isn't over. We don't throw the white flag in October. If you're waving white flags in October, then you're playing the wrong sport. You're looking at the wrong sport.
TP is trying to set me up for the crash out. I see it.
It's not a setup.
Listen,
it's not a setup, I promise you.
We beat Patrick Mahomes last year.
These are words of encouragement because you are my friend. You're my guy. And I'm going to lift you up. And I'm going to stand by you.
To watch the crash out.
Trying to channel my inner Jameis Winston right now.
Oh man, I'm gonna get him in a second.
And that's all I have to say to address you in the Las Vegas Raiders.
We have a chance against the Chiefs. For some reason, styles make fights, and for some reason, our style fights well with the Chiefs. Don't know why. I cannot logically explain it. That being said, it's a possibility that we shock the world and beat Kansas City Chiefs. They're going to be trying to add a new wide receiver in. We got shots. We got Tucker, who is healthy. He is a burner. He can get deep. We have a tight end who, quite frankly, talent-wise, is probably up there with the best tight ends in the league. Our problem is at quarterback. We can run the ball competently if we stay in the game. If the quarterback keeps us in front of the chains, we in good shape. What we can't do under any circumstance constant. That's what we can't do. Because the Patrick Mahomes is throwing touchdowns left and right. I am back. I think I'm gonna have to switch to my cell phone. But you know, we have opportunities to make some noise this week. We have some opportunities to make some noise this week. TP, we haven't done this segment in a while, but I just need you to hear me out. Just hear me out. Jameis Winston being the starting quarterback of the Cleveland Browns is not necessarily a bad thing. I've seen Jameis Winston throw for 5,000 yards and 30 touchdowns. And everybody focuses on the 30 interceptions. Well, let's be honest about Jameis Winston's time in Tampa. He never had an offensive line. Stop listening to Marlo. He never had an offensive line. They didn't get an offensive line until they went and got the great hype. That's when they got an offensive line. Secondly, 5,000 yards. Do you know how hard it is to throw for 5,000 yards in the NFL? Them other dudes on the other side of the field, they get paychecks too. And they're not just allowing people to throw for 5,000 yards. That man threw for 5,000 yards against some of the best defenses in the league. Secondly, this man spent the better part of his career trying to figure out which side of his head he was going to get hit on. So he was seeing ghosts a lot and trying to get rid of the ball a lot. He has had time to sit behind Drew Brees, Derek Carr. Deshaun Watson doesn't count. We're not going to count Deshaun Watson because whatever talent he had, he left in Houston. But I think Jameis Winston, as the starting quarterback, gives Cleveland the best chance to win.
As long as he don't tell them to eat the W for the game, they got a shot.
Just Google it, y'all. I'm not finna go there. I'm not finna go there.
You know he gonna tell them to eat the W.
Oh my God, no.
They playing the Ravens this week, right?
Yeah.
They are 11.5-point dogs in this matchup.
James might keep it close.
James might keep it close. Or it might get so far out of hand that you got to bring somebody else in. Because I tell you all the time, he's going to give you some wild plays. It's just whether or not they're going to be good wilds or bad wilds. But there will be some wilds this weekend. Stay tuned. This man is good TV when he's playing football. You know, unless he plays for your team.
All right. Since we're talking about football, for some odd reason, Tua is going to try and play this week. And I've seen a lot of diatribes and dissertations on whether or not he should play and shouldn't play. And I'm one of the people who've written Twitter dissertations on he shouldn't play. It is his decision. I acknowledge it is his right and his decision to go out there and play. But please understand, NFL, the repercussions. If that man is on the field convulsing again in a prone position, your largest growing demographic, women, are gonna have something to say. And we're gonna see another thing where it's gonna be a large crop of NFL bodies playing NBA basketball, and it will be because of the NFL themselves. Every man has a right to earn a living, but I was told playing in the NFL is a privilege. And if you are susceptible to brain trauma, let's not call it concussions. Let's call it what it is, brain trauma. You could go in that game perfectly fine and functioning. You could leave that game not being able to hold the spit in your mouth. And the NFL is telling us that's something we're going to have to watch. Okay. Watch the ratings numbers go way down against a demographic that you need. But, again, he has the right to do what he want to do. I don't know how to handle this one, TP, but I'm going to try and handle it the same way I handle everything, with a sledgehammer. James Franklin has two players who have been accused of rape of a 17-year-old, or they make sure they say former players. They was playing at Penn State when this happened. So his players are accused of raping a 17-year-old girl. There are messages that have gone back and forth, whatever. That's not the issue. The issue is accountability. Things happen to coaches. Coaches can't control players. But here's the thing. James Franklin was asked about said allegations. TP, he stepped off the stage, allowed athletic director personnel to come up, read a statement, then come back on stage. Real reporters are not going to allow you to do that. So the second reporter went, okay, cool. Now I'm going to ask you again about the same question. What's going on? Same athletic department personnel came in and said, hey guys, we already issued a statement. If you have any questions, we can give you the statement again. Cool. That's fine. Here's the problem. James Franklin was at Vanderbilt. I posted on Twitter. At Vanderbilt, he had a similar situation. Art Browse is no longer allowed to coach football. This man has had two situations at two different schools. Time to have a conversation. Either you coaching it or you allowing it to happen. What is in the evaluation of your players that in two stops you're having this issue? This ain't no minor issue. This is major. And even if in the far realms of possibility that just happened to you by mere happenstance, the inability to stand in front of reporters like a man and take questions, even if you say, hey, I can't comment, it's legal stuff going on, you have to do that. Not some staffer. It looks real. Danielle gonna get mad at me. It looked real pussy. Is what it looked. You supposed to be teaching kids toughness and accountability. You're a football coach. Everything about football is accountability. And you standing off to the side. I apologize, y'all. For some reason, my security camera don't understand no notifications at all. But what? Come on, dude. Like, seriously? This your thing. You the head coach. We've been screaming all the time. The head coach is the CEO of the football team. The athletic director and the athletic department got so many other things to deal with. But it's got to take time out. It's they to okay, cool. But you won't get no more attaboys from me. Like I can't do it. And remember when all of this prime stuff was going on and support black coaches and all of that, and James Franklin was one of those coaches they kept throwing up there, you need to support this guy. I pointed out back then, hey, let's not include him in this because there are some things that he kind of left Vanderbilt to deal with. Let's not include him in this list right now until that gets all straightened out. But that's the optics of that is bad. Real bad. Oh man.
Soapbox.
I can't help it. I can't help it. It's just, dude, come on, man. Like, I would have been cool with him saying no comment. Him saying it, not random staffer. Like, it's like in the movies when Captain Kirk beamed down and Yeoman Swift is always the yeoman to get killed. and everybody go back. It's the same thing. You let that man get out there and take bullets for you when you could have just simply went out there and said, "Hey, no comment, whatever." It looks so bad, TP. Like it looks bad. Like from the way he stepped off the stage, it just looks bad. Ain't no making that right. Um, I really wish Marlo had. I don't know what's going on with Marlo. He, like I said, he might be a little knocked out from the work from the hurricane stuff. Oh, do we want to talk about Louisville's wide receiver who's opting out for the season?
Why not? Why not?
So Louisville's wide receiver Colin, I hope I'm saying this right, Colin Lacey. He had a collarbone injury after transferring in from South Alabama. He's going to opt out for the rest of the season so he can come back next year. Lacey ranked 5th in the nation nationally in both receptions, 91 receptions, and 1,300 yards last season with South Alabama. If you don't remember South Alabama, that's the team that I'm sorry, no, it's not. I was about to mix them up. My bad. But he's opting out this season so he can come back next year. You are probably going to see more players if they're injured do that so they can get their shot at the pros because they don't come up from a lower level to get there and then have to deal with injury. They're just probably going to opt out and try and get their shot. That's why, they move up. All right, TP. We touched on a little bit on Tuesday. What happened with the Longhorns?
All right. You want to talk about it? Let's talk about it. First of all, when you start the game with turnovers and you put yourself in a deficit, now you're trying to overcome not one thing, but a multitude of things. Because, first of all, you're outside of your offense. Now we're passing every down. The run game has been thrown away. There's no variety in your play calling. It's drop back pass, drop back pass, drop back pass. 2, Quinn Ewers has shown us not on just one occasion that he doesn't play exceptionally well in big games. We have a lot of faith in him, but there's a dog waiting in the shadows, ready to be the starting quarterback. And we've seen it when Quinn was pulled. Arch Manning gives the Longhorns another element to the offense where you have to account for the quarterback in the run game. We haven't had that since Vince Young. A quarterback that actually has to have attention paid to him in the run game. So when you're dropping back to pass every down, one, you have to be able to protect your quarterback. There were a lot of unaccounted for players coming unabated to the quarterback. And either that has to do with the line calls from the center or the quarterback identifying the blitzers as part of his pre-snap adjustments. Neither one of those positions did their job correctly against Georgia, and they took advantage of it. They saw very early on that the Longhorns were not prepared for these exotic blitzes that they were going to send. And they proceeded to send them for most of the game. I think they were at a 47, 48% blitz percentage where they were just sending heat. And especially on third downs, when you're in third and when you can't run the ball, you see a lot of 3rd and 6 pluses. So we couldn't run the ball. We're in 3rd and long constantly. And Georgia just pinned their ears back and got after the quarterback. That was my biggest takeaway from that game. If we want to go far in the playoffs, we have to address pass protection. We have to maintain variety within the offense. And if Quinn Ewers can't do it, Arch Manning needs to be the guy. He's the future. And if Quinn isn't, if he can't do it, you got somebody else that can. That's my takeaway from the game. I don't think we're out of it by any means. With a 12-team playoff, you can afford a loss during the regular season. We can't lose to Vandy. I know that's for damn sure. Vandy is now ranked in the top 25. For the first time I can ever remember Vanderbilt being a top 25 team. They've been playing some decent football. You know, they've earned their spot in the top 25. You knock off the number one team, you come back and beat another very good opponent, you know, give them their flowers. But we can't lose the Vandy. And I think my favorite part of this game was bullying works. I have never in my life, in my 37 years on this earth, 29 years watching football, I've never seen the refs get bullied into changing a call that isn't normally something you can change. If you didn't watch the game, I'm going to explain it to you. Okay, this was a key situation. It's third down.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Tristan Bennett drops back to pass, and the receiver runs a pretty bad route where he runs into the corner and tries to break off his route at the last minute as the quarterback is throwing the ball. And it pretty much looked like he pushed the DB into the spot where he was supposed to be going, and it was an interception. But wait, there was a flag on the play, defensive pass interference. Give the ball back to Georgia, and all hell broke loose. Sarkisian was losing his mind. The fans were losing their mind. It was complete mayhem. Now, this is where the bullying steps in. Before Georgia, who was ready to snap their play on offense, before they could snap their play, the student section at DKR Stadium littered the field with beer cans. Some of these guys need to try out for quarterback because there was beer cans landing well inside the 30-yard line. Like, these kids had some arms. And there was so many beer cans on the field that they had to get the entire cheerleading staff, trainers, and anybody else on the sideline to rush out there and try to pick these cans up so we can continue to play. Sarkisian walked out over to the student section. He had calmed down by this point because now he has to be the professional. He has to show the leadership that this university needs at that time, because you can't lose your mind, you know, over one bad call, as egregious as it was. So he walks out. He gives them the calm down. You know, the game isn't over. Yeah, they took the interception, but we still got to fight. There's still time on the clock. We are still going to fight. That's as a coach, that's what you have to do, because you can't show your players that you have given them. So he does that. They calm down. The cans are getting picked up. In the midst of all of this happening, the refs were conversing with each other. And when Sarkisian got back to the sideline, the head referee stepped in the middle of the field and said, after further discussion, there was no pass interference on the play. Texas ball. And all hell broke loose again, and they started cheering like we won the game. Bullying works. I believe those referees were fined after that game.
Oh my God!
But
listen,
I will say this: it doesn't show a good precedent for that to be something that can be allowed ever again. Because if you let something like that, and I'm saying this not as a Longhorn fan, because I was happy the call got changed because it was actually the right call. There was no pass interference on it. But if we start doing this to all crucial calls when games are on the line, it is going to, I'm gonna say it, destroy the integrity of the game. Because there is a human element to refereeing. And I get it, we have replay to fix certain calls that could be questionable. We got to take a closer look at. But you can't be bullied out of throwing a flag. You throw the flag, everybody might not agree with it, but we don't review pass interference at the college football level. That's not a reviewable play. And the fact that they were able to see it on the Jumbotron was their method of reviewing it. Nobody went to a tent, but the referees can see it clear as day that there was no pass interference. And I don't know why they made the decision they made. Again, I was happy that decision was made at that time because we really still did have a chance to win the game. But long story short, that can't be the precedent.
Georgia still went out there and bullied the Longhorns, though.
Hey, you go back to come here with violence.
Oh yeah.
He come in here with the shits.
Yeah.
Look, I think I explained it very well. We didn't adjust to their play. They sent the dogs at us. We had no answer. Some adjustments have to be made. You can't get bullied like that at the line of scrimmage. And that's what we got beat in the trenches on both sides of the ball. Both sides of the ball, we did not show up in the trenches. And that's where we lost this game.
Yeah. Yeah, I came in with violence, had a whole bunch of folks, talking bad about, Jackson State. So, hey, hey, fam, you.
I didn't say anything.
I know you didn't. It's just other folks out there. It's just other folks out there.
I said what I said.
Troy, you a Seminole.
We are. But again, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. Oh, there go Marlo. I knew he was gonna come in sooner or later. I'm just gonna say this. At this point, you have to complete the job. We can't have no Buddy Pews blowouts. We can't have no.
Oh no, I don't.
None of that.
I don't think that's gonna happen. I think with the team that we got, I think we're gonna be a little bit better. I think this team. I mean, talent wise, that 22 team was the best team that we had, talent wise. But I think overall, I think this is one of the best teams that we had in the last maybe 5-6 years. Hey Marlo, I don't think you hear me yet.
No, he might not be able to hear.
Oh yeah, I can hear you.
I just want to let you know it was a good game, but we are your daddy.
The hell? No. I'm sorry. 17-4. 17 Black National Championships to 4. FAMU is still FCS daddy. Hold on. Before we even get into all of that, the young man who decided to come in my Twitter and disturb my sanity early in the morning and got me cussing at 9 a.m. early in the morning, sir, don't you ever disrespect Black college football ever again.
What did he say?
He tried to say, the Black National Championships, those aren't real. They're just something made up. Let me tell you something. The reason that the NCAA has a Black national champion or has a Black college football poll is because Black football is a real thing. Before there was integration, the only thing we had was each other. Those black national championships mattered then, and they matter now. Because
He better
unlike a Woo,
he better take a picture. He better take a look and see
No.
what's around college football, because if it wasn't for our black asses around there, you won't see none of that big old stuff. You won't see these big old stadiums. You won't see these athletic facilities without our black minds
Yeah, but
and our talent.
the thing that pisses me off is the fact that you act like they're not playing for anything, because that is the crown jewel. If that's not a thing, then what are they playing for?
them $2 million spend. Them $2 million spend, unlike them exposure coins.
See, this is my problem with all of that. Like they have revisionist history when a lot of people who make comments like that, they're ill informed about the history of the game of football. Before they even started letting black people play on the field, that's all the talent was elsewhere. It wasn't like they were out there lighting up the field and making the game what it is today. Without black athletes, football would not look like football. So it's almost
That goes back to the greatest running back in NFL history, Jim Brown.
Yeah.
it's crazy. It literally is crazy. But if it was a concerted effort to keep us out of football, let them keep that same energy today. Where they think the big television deals would be going, it wouldn't be to these PWIs. If they thought it was smart to keep blacks off the field nowadays, who would watch that game?
Nobody will watch the game.
Nobody would watch that game. When all the talent is, HBCUs would be sold out every week, every stadium. We would have to have 80 to 100,000 seat stadiums at every HBCU
Mm-hmm.
if we kept our athletes home. So that's just the dumb. That shit is infuriating.
So real quick, since Doc on here, there was a announcement today that everybody was assuming that it was an expansion of the MEAC.
Oh
I
man.
told Dave that was excellent marketing, because everybody knows we want to hear something from them two schools about going somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that it was basketball, that was genius marketing, because the speculation meter was through the roof.
It had everybody on pins and needles.
But yes,
yes.
Yes, we'll go ahead and address it. Yes, Jackson State won.
Yep.
Y'all are on track to play in the national championship game. However, you and I both know that road is still long. We just in October. That's a long road. The only thing I say is, if y'all win out, you got to finish the deal. Because right now, I don't. I'm gonna say like, Buddy Pugh is a Hall of Fame coach.
Oh yeah.
I'm a Trey Oliver fan as a fan, but as a football head,
Trey Oliver is coaching his team with his middle finger up on the sideline. I don't think he cares about anything but trying to destroy anybody and everybody in this path. But let's get to this. First of all, Jackson State is FAMU's daddy. Have always been, always will be. Y'all got us last year, but we restored the order what it's supposed to be, always been, it forever will be. But
Did you say always been?
hey,
I've been
the series record is 13.
my
The
internet
series
service.
record is
God dang
13,
it.
8, and 2.
Listen,
So
y'all had a game.
we
Y'all
is
won.
y'all
Yes, but there is another number that you keep leaving out. And
You
I
don't
let
care.
y'all talk.
Look.
And I asked y'all one question. Hold on, we ain't playing, we're not playing hopscotch. We're not playing for nickels and dimes. We are playing for hardware, sir. And when it comes to that hardware, no disrespect to Jackson State, y'all need to be having conversations with Bethune-Cookman.
I ain't worried about Bethune-Cookman.
We play. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. Hold on. Before you do that, I know they're having a bad season.
We
But I'm
is
gonna tell you
not
some
worried
history
about
about
Mary's.
that school
We is
in
not
Daytona.
worried about Mary's children. We not worried about Mary's children. We not worried about y'all cousins.
Listen, I'm just.
Ain't that the goddamn cousin?
I'm just trying to tell you.
Damn
There is a
this.
school in Daytona that has derailed at least 4 Black National Championships.
On
And they
y'all
was
side.
garbage. They was garbage. Okay. All right.
On y'all side. But hey,
Listen,
Marlo,
Doc, I'm a
how
fan
many
of
points we
history.
should score on Bethune?
If y'all don't put up 50, y'all win forfeited against us. Cause we gonna put 60 up on their ass.
All right.
Listen.
So it needs to be at least. But y'all won the game. Y'all D line was legit. We could not run the ball at all. But our coaching is started. It pissed me off pretty good because you come out and you have a formula to beat them, and then you just totally go away from it in the second half. Like you were throwing the ball everywhere on the field with success, and then you abandoned the entire playbook. Like that was a horrible coaching job.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I was on the sidelines on Saturday, and I'll be honest with you. I don't think in the second half, I don't think y'all got past the 50 like either once or twice.
They chose to run the ball, which is you haven't ran the ball all game. Put it in the air. That's the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life.
I'm trying to take pictures. I'm in the south, so we're in the south end zone. So the south end zone is where the jumbotron is, where the field house is, right? So I'm trying to take pictures and do video. I got a picture of AD Suggs for y'all. She's cool and everything. But I'm like, damn, did they even get past the 50 either once? Either more than twice in the second half? Because I'm just trying to look, and I'm like, they did not get past. Like, I'm literally thinking, like, they did not get past the 50.
It was run the ball, punt.
But at the same time, who would have thought? Who would have thought that this game would have been close? Going into deep into the fourth quarter.
It shouldn't have even been close. All they had to do was keep throwing the ball. We won the first half.
But we adjusted. We adjusted it. With the pass.
That was nothing. It had nothing to do with what Jackson State did. Absolutely nothing. They stopped running pass plays. They stopped. Like you can look at the film. They ran the ball when they had no success in the first half. That is the definition of insanity.
I'm gonna say this. Them two touchdown passes that y'all threw where y'all caught our DB lacking. That was smart. That was a smart play calling right there to kind of fake like y'all was looking at the coaches on the sideline, and then as soon as he looked to try to get a play or whatever his defensive assignment was supposed to be, y'all snapped the ball. You know, you caught them off guard. You caught us off guard. I give it to you because y'all did my freshman dirty. But when you think about it, like you said, go with what you know. If you're a passer team, you're a passer team. You know, and the other thing about it was we wore y'all down with the run. The we wore y'all down with the run. Irv Mulligan is who he is as advertised. The 54-yard run he took to the house where I don't know if it was the linebacker or the safety that came down and tried to pop him, and he just bounced off of him, and he just he just got juiced up after that hit, took it to the house. Y'all got us. You got to. I talked to Kendall Bowler on the sideline after the game. I mean, on the field after the game, and I told him I really did tell him that he played one hell of a game on Saturday. He told him he was a good player. You know, he said he wanted that one back, but you know, he just said move on to the next game. Let's see. Well, you know, y'all forced 4 turnovers. One was the interception by Bowler, and then 3 fumbles. But I feel like after that 4th fumble, Jacobian Morgan, our quarterback, basically just said, "F that, I'm putting the team on my back." And he, if you see how he was running, some people say he's like baby Cam Newton. Nah. He has the build and the frame of a younger version of Vince Young.
Oh, so I'm a
TP Houston Madison Vince Young.
Well,
and wheeled the team down there, but you know, the play of the game was the sack heard around the world, heard around the SWAC. True Thompson getting off a double team. The guard center combo double team. He's found the crease, came in. Dane Richardson stood in the pocket like he's a quarterback, even though he's 5'10", he's still a quarterback. He stood in the pocket, try to pump it. He pump fake, and next thing you know, you see big number 4 face mask in his chest, driving to the ground. Big Phillip West pick it up off scooping for off the ground, running in for the touchdown. Whole crowd just go retarded in the stands, and it was like once that happened, I know I've been on the vet plenty of times, and it holds 50, 60,000. Even though they said it like close to 29,000 in the stands, it felt like it was 60,000 after that scoop and score right there.
So I'm glad we reliving old memories, but we do have games that we got to get to this week. Namely, that fight that's going on between them Alabama schools. And I just want to be clear. I'm a civilian. I'm just watching from the sidelines.
A&M is doing them boys dirty with them vignettes. I love it. I love it.
Right now it's 2-0.
It's 3. They had another one come out at 5:30 today.
Oh Jesus, it's getting ugly.
They had another it's like that. Like God damn, Bama State fight back.
Hey, they just let them. Bama State gotta win. They gotta win. They gotta win. Because what's happening on the internet is not fair. It's not even like Biz new. Whole thing he been doing is posting G and Cat. God dang it. Nick Eden. He ain't really doing nothing. Like all the people that got all this social media talent and all this graphic talent is just chilling while A&M, like A&M is putting stuff up like don't let your family member make the worst decision of their life and go to Bama State. It is ugly. It is getting ugly.
Hey,
That being
TP, it's
said,
like TP, it's like Texas. It's like Texas A&M going after University of Texas. Don't let your kid be a grazing cow. It's like Texas
it
talking
is
about
not
A&M.
pretty.
like like it's literally
Disrespect. It's all disrespect.
so disrespectful, man. I'm like, boy, but we loving it though. And I think this gives an idea for a lot of schools to come out with stuff like, to come up with an idea like that, especially when it comes to their rival.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to see what we do with something like that the week of the Soul Bowl with Jack State and Alcorn. I want to see what y'all gonna do with the Florida Classic.
The Florida Classic this year got a different feel to it. It's different. I don't know. We're gonna see, but that's gonna be a good game. I want Alabama A&M to win. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I want Alabama A&M to win. I don't know who you got, Doc, but
Well, Bama State got a wide receiver converted into a quarterback, even though he did play quarterback in high school. He's a wide receiver on the team, but because they have no other quarterbacks, and the freshman quarterback they did start the last couple of games, he can't throw past 20 yards. I give it an A&M, and I'm gonna give it to him by 10. The only reason why, and I'll say it like this, because Bama State still have their defense. They still have a defense, and they can still run the ball. They know what their bread and butter is, but to take that pressure off the running game a little bit, they got to pass the ball, and I feel like A&M is not going to even fathom about them passing the ball. A&M pretty much just got to do the things that they've been doing. Maynard just got. I mean, he better not start nobody else but Xavier Langford on Saturday. If he does start, he start Quad Brown or Avion Smith, you're gonna lose the game. You need this game to kind of keep your job intact, because you have lost the last I think he lost the last 3 Magic City Classics.
Mm-hmm.
And he cannot continue to do that. For Eddie Robinson, I think this is more of gut check time with him. I don't think his job is not on the line, but it's gut check time. Like, you got to shut up, put them out of their misery. I did say Bama State was gonna win this game. I feel like the U-Haul was gonna be in the parking lot of Legion Field for Connor Maynard to get his stuff and take it back to North Carolina. But with all the things that's been going on since week 1 for Alabama State, I got Alabama A&M by 10.
Mullo. I think we might have lost Mullo. TP, you want
it's going in and out.
Oh, all right. TP, what you got? You want in on this?
Well, I think at the end of the day, Jackson State has built a program that can compete for a Black national championship.
Hold on. We talking about Bama State and Alabama A&M.
And
I gotta see. I definitely gotta.
I ain't even
gotta
seeing
see
the game right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got Bama. I got A&M on this one. So
right.
Jen, if you watch it, don't be mad. You don't have to be mad at me for at least 1 year.
That's my dog. And then we got Prairie View A&M is playing homecoming this week.
Mm-hmm. My niece is out there partying too. They playing A&M Commerce.
And before we even get to the game, all of this conversation about homecoming outfits, I'm gonna say this respectfully.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna have my thighs out if the weather allows.
Oh man, that's what we come back to.
Yeah. But I was gonna have a whole conversation about I was gonna have my thighs out for homecoming. My thighs gonna be out for homecoming.
Nobody wants to see that, Troy. That is not going to help the home team win.
No.
If sun's out, thighs out, damn it. And as always, this tweet is subject to.
Hey, wait a minute. You know what I just realized? You know what I just realized, Troy?
Yeah.
What?
You still have 2 eyebrows.
Oh yeah, Keelan. Keelan has class, so on Tuesday he's coming on to the podcast.
Oh, so it was an eyebrow or he come on?
No, he was coming on so I can do the whole eyebrow thing. So he'll be we talked earlier today. Today was a crazy day. We talked earlier today. He said he had class today. So he asked me when the next podcast was, and I said Tuesday. So as soon as he come on, I'll do the eyebrow thing, do a donation to FAMU by 40. Jackson State by 40. Jackson State fans. The conversation that I had with y'all SID, and that man said if all of the alums donated $40, that's $2 million a month. That's a lot of cheese at the end of the year. So if you can, it's much like church. If you can, do. If you can't, do what you can. That'll help that university. That being said, Prairie View A&M. And I know Lionel has been missing for a few weeks. But I feel like they'll win homecoming.
They will.
I think Jessie is already at homecoming, already in town.
Yep, she done made her back. She done made her way back to Texas. I'm thinking about going down there.
See, I don't know how far away that is from Houston.
What's that?
I don't know if it's a long drive or not from Houston.
No, ain't number 45 minutes.
Oh.
Ain't number 45 minutes. And
you talking about what Prairie View is?
Prairie View is 45 minutes from Houston.
I mean, if you like, it's all Houston. You from there, like it's in Houston. It's not in Houston, but it is Houston. It's like West Houston. Like going towards.
Oh, the only reason I said that because I said Houston and Jesse gave me a look like I had said something wrong. So I want to make sure I stay on her good side because she good people.
No.
So
it's like going way out there. You leave in Houston when you go there.
Brother, it's basically 45 minutes from the outskirts. Like you ain't even hit the beltway.
Yeah, it's out there.
It's out
So
there.
we kind of consider it Houston. Like if you was there and somebody asked you what city is that, you would tell them Houston because you wouldn't know what city that is if they told you.
Okay.
And it's like 40. It's like 45 minutes from from College Station too. So
okay.
Yeah, it's like in between. Yeah,
So
like going up towards that area, closer
right,
closer to Blinn College.
mm-hmm.
So we got Prairie A&M over Texas A&M and Commerce.
Yep.
By a lot. They have to
Grambling.
beat them by a million.
Yeah. Grambling and Texas Southern.
Now they in
I'm gonna say
Houston.
TSU every time.
They in Houston. They at the Shell this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
go
who
with
to
Texas
pick on
Southern on
this.
this one.
TSU every time.
I'm gonna go with Texas Southern on that one.
I don't know. I honestly don't know who to pick on this one. I don't know what Grambling is going to show up.
Not the one that the one that needs to show up was not the one that struggled against Pine Bluff this past weekend.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't know what Grambling is going to show up, but that should be a good game. Pine Bluff and Mississippi Valley State. I'm tempted to take Pine Bluff.
I'm going Pine Bluff.
Very tempting. Very tempting to take it. And it's no disrespect to Valley, but they haven't shown a lot of fight this year. So
I say they did. They did when they played Bethune this past weekend, and, because it was their homecoming. They were, they kind of held them in check. Now, remember the last time Bethune and Valley played each other in Valley, it was a high-scoring game, and they ended up brawling on the field after the game.
You can't let that school that Daytona do nothing.
Fuck them.
Marla, we trying to get monetized. We really, but
Well, if I gotta get monetized by them.
oh man. So FAMU is playing Southern this week. FAMU should return to form.
When is FAMU's homecoming?
It is in November.
Next week.
Oh, next week.
Yeah.
I thought it was this week. Oh, yeah, because y'all got Texas Southern for homecoming.
Yeah, Texas Southern. It's about to be a lovely week. But I ain't going to focus on that right now. I want to make sure I keep my marriage. So I got FAMU by 2 touchdowns. I'm not liking anything. I'm not liking the improvements that I had expected from Southern this year. It's
you see my face? Y'all see? Wait, first of all, y'all see my face? Put me on the big screen. Put me solo, spotlight me.
Oh Lord have mercy. I don't even know how to do that yet.
I'll just go on the little tab and it where the screen is, you can spotlight it like a full layout.
Okay. All right. I don't know. Oh.
So I want all the people, all the married little people right here to look at my face. As long as I have true blue and white running through my veins, you will never in a million years ever in your natural born life hear me go for the school in Baton Rouge. If it was LSU, I would say go LSU. You wouldn't, but you would not hear me go cheer for the school that's in Scotlandville. You would not hear me cheer for the school that sits on the bluff. But You will not even hear me cheer for the school that's in Tallahassee.
The disrespect segment.
Here we go.
So I'm just letting y'all know. I'd rather have both of them lose. I'd rather have both teams lose. But I guess one got to win. You know, Southern got a running game. I probably see Southern run over there for about at least 200 yards. And that's all you're getting from me. Now back to your regular scheduled program.
The disrespect is so real. I got FAMU, like I said, by 2 touchdowns. I fully expect them to bounce back. Southern has what we expected from Southern has not materialized this year. What I was told at media day has not materialized this year. So I think FAMU by 2 touchdowns. Now, Jackson State and Bethune-Cookman. The easy pick is to say that Jackson State will beat them by like 55. But again, I'm just going to tell you, it is. Oh, Lord, what is he doing? It is something about that school in Daytona when they know somebody might win a Black National Championship that they seem to derail them. They've done it at Florida A&M. They've done it in North Carolina A&T. I would pick Jackson State, but under no circumstances am I going to count that school in Daytona out. I've seen too much. I know too much. Listen, if it's close, if this game is close in the fourth quarter, Mary is out there playing quarterback.
That's what it is for Mary's children.
All right, okay. Hey,
It's BTA.
DP. When I tell you I'm old, we had there's a whole segment on how that school in Daytona had won 10 games against FAMU. They have derailed some national championships. You better ask North Carolina A&T. You better ask Norfolk State. North Carolina A&T was on their way. I think back then it was a Heritage Bowl back then, wasn't it?
Hey,
they was on their way.
This ain't the MEAC, baby. This is the SWAC.
Listen. I'm trying to advise you.
Hey, Marlo, how much you say we need to put up on them Saturday?
40.
All right, 40. Belt the ass.
All right. So we got to get to a couple big games and a couple small games. Morehouse. Morehouse and Clark are playing this weekend. ESPN is going to be in the building on Friday. Yada yada yada. That's not the Morehouse or Clark. That's strictly for ESPN. But Clark was my runaway favorite this year.
Is it on the red field or is that BT Harvey?
Hold on, let's check. Hold on. Seriously. Seriously? ESPN, what are we doing? What are we doing? Let me click on Morehouse schedule. I'm almost certain it is. I think it's at Morehouse.
Okay. So it's at Morehouse. Pyru Panthers by 40. And then they're gonna go right back across the street.
That's
playing Pyru Love.
Jesus. All right, so there's that game. Now I got to deal with my shit. Florida State plays Miami this week. And if I don't pick Florida State, Marlo gonna say I'm hating on the coach. But if I do pick Florida State, it seems like
Going against the Heisman hopeful
Who Florida State play?
Miami.
Miami.
Oh shit, they
Them
about to get
obvious
dog
people.
walk. They about to get dog walk. Ken
I
Ward
mean,
about
it
to
has
go for 6 touchdowns.
it
7
has to be a dog walk, right? Has to be.
dog walk. And I think
Your
with
thoughts?
this game, I think with this game too. I think with this game too, Cam got to throw for at least 6 touchdowns in this game because he got to break away from the pack with Ashton Genty in the Heisman race. Because I don't care what anybody say, Genty is the best right now.
Just a Heisman.
He's the best player in college football. I thought Ollie Gordon was gonna get some time with Oklahoma State. They done fell off, especially after they gave up the booty to BYU this past Friday. But when you got a guy that scored 16 touchdowns, that's averaging 10 yards a carry, and he played in 2 games in just one half for 2 games, right? What else can you say?
That
I
man
think we have to see what he does against UNLV.
And that's tomorrow night too.
That's tomorrow night. There's a lot of, I hate to say it, there are playoff implications in this game.
Mm-hmm. Both teams are 5-1.
There are playoff implications and Heisman implications in this game.
And Heisman implications. But when have we ever said, oh, UNLV versus Boise has playoff implications? You know what I mean? That
Never.
The 12-team playoff has changed the landscape of college football because now there are teams that normally wouldn't have a chance that, they have a chance.
I think you're gonna see the team from the Mountain West probably will get into the playoff, and then a team from the American will probably get into the playoff.
Navy or Army have a chance to make the playoff.
There you go. Because they cancel and Army and Navy cancel each other out because they play each other at the end of the year.
Right. So that's why I say Army or Navy. Both ain't gonna make it.
I got the hot take. I got the hot take. You want to know the hot take?
It's set up. What's your hot take?
Navy over Notre Dame, 35-15.
They play this weekend?
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna beat them that bad, but I do see Navy having a chance to win.
Where is the game at?
I don't care.
Because it might be one of the Shamrock series or something like that.
Yeah.
Shout out to the home team for beating the Spurs tonight.
They're playing at Navy. They're playing in Annapolis. They're playing in Annapolis. You know what? Let's play a song.
How much did the Spurs lose by?
Let me see.
Come on, YouTube, with all the ads, man. Come on.
Beat them by 11.
I got Navy.
I needed the Spurs to cover the spread, 8.5. They ain't covered.
TP been having a rough week, especially with that Kennesaw State game.
No, I had two parlays yesterday that didn't hit by a total of 2 points. 2 legs on the same parlay total. Lost one game by half a point and the other one by a point and a half. It's tough sledding.
Man,
All right.
Luca had 28. Luca had 28, 10, and 8 tonight. Klay Thompson had 22 and 7. Kyrie had 15, 3, and 2. And PJ Washington had 11 and 6.
If Clay can average 15 and be part of his old defensive self, they can make some noise.
And Derek Lively had a double-double. He had 15. Derek Lively had 15 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists in this game. And also had he ain't had no block shot, but he deflected a lot of blocks. He deflected a lot of shots.
TP, you see that? You see the excitement he got for his team? I want to have that for my team.
Me too. My Rockets couldn't hold the lead against the Hornets.
TP, the Knicks gave up 29 threes. 29. They almost gave
They
up the
didn't
record.
just give up 29 threes. The Celtics hit 29 threes. And
And shot y'all at your own gym.
And then there was, the garbage time threes. They were just pulling up threes in the fourth quarter because the game was over. So
the old Knicks would have started a fight. They're trying to be disrespectful. Not these new soft old Knicks. We need to wipe Dante back.
They were quite disrespectful, actually.
Well, you're a little bit of your toughness left to go to Minnesota, so
we need White Dante back. We just need White Dante.
DiVincenzo said this wouldn't be happening if your daddy was running the team. He got a point though. He got a point. Your daddy calling some of the shots. Hey.
Josh Hart hollering about he don't know his role on the squad. Like, come on, man. This is.
Let's get before we finish up college football. Josh Hart, you have been a moving piece ever since you've been in the damn league. Like you have been trade value bait ever since you got drafted into the league. Like, can we take Josh Hart every time the Lakers want to trade somebody? Let's put Josh Hart up in there. When he went to what's the other team? He went to New Orleans, right? Went to the Pelicans.
Mm-hmm.
What he do? I mean, he played, but let's see what his trade value is. Did he get what's the other places he played at? Because the Knicks.
Know what? I will trade him right now. I will trade him and Big Cat for a bag of Skittles and a Faygo.
This man said a Faygo.
I'm like, it ain't the see. TP want me to give it time to jail. I'm already over it. I'm on the verge of not claiming the team again. I am on the verge after game 1. But we get back to these games. TP, Texas. Who they playing this week?
Vanderbilt.
Y'all got to beat. Hold on. I'm not allowed to call them the Nashville Engineers and Lawyers. I'm not allowed to call them that no more. Apparently, that's Tennessee State.
We can't talk bad about Tennessee State either.
I'm not talking bad about them. I was calling Vanderbilt the Nashville Engineers and Lawyers, and Chuck said, you can't call them that because that's us. So, but if I call them anything else, it's gonna get real disrespectful. So I'm gonna move on. Y'all got to beat Vandy by like 20. Y'all got to show them they're not actually a real football team. That $60 million they get in media rights deals, that ain't enough. You got to show them what real football teams look like.
I mean, they got a little swagger to
Shador
themselves.
Shador Sanders and Travis Hunter should be disqualified from Heisman contention if they lose another game.
Who they play? Hold on, I got it. They got Cincinnati. Cincinnati not a slouch.
No, they not.
Sam
They played good football this year.
They playing good football.
I still don't think either one of them should win the Heisman. I think if the kid from Boise State has a winning season, and now Genty, if he has a winning season, I'm not even gonna say winning season. If they win 9, if he get the 9 wins and he get 2,000 yards, you got to hand him the Heisman. You got to. It is rare that you see somebody so athletically gifted put up numbers and their team is winning.
Boy, Colorado better be lucky they ain't got BYU on their schedule this year.
BYU will beat the dog breaks off of them.
And then convert them to Mormonism.
Oh, for the reason
Have you had to talk with the Lord today?
The reason that's funny is because Colorado goes out of their way to be a non-religious school. So that's why that's funny. Because Prime got in trouble for praying in the locker room. Anyway, really there aren't any other notable games that I can think of off the top of my head. Because right now, Alabama.
You got hold up.
Can do it. I know you can do
LSU.
it. I know you can do it. Go ahead, do
it. LSU at College Station. Taking on Texas A&M.
Here's my issue with LSU, their head coach. Texas A&M got a shot because of their head coach. Their head coach, he looked like he a good head coach. He puts up great numbers. But in championship games and in meaningful games, he comes up small because he lost to Norval twice somehow. I don't even know how.
Well, I would say this. LSU has to win this weekend because next weekend they're in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
They in Tuscaloosa.
In Tuscaloosa, Alabama gonna be angry.
They should be. They were in 15. And you know the bad part about it? Alabama ain't eliminated from the playoffs.
I take that back. They're not in Tuscaloosa. They're gonna be in Death Valley.
They're in College Station?
Nah, Death Valley.
Do you
talk about LSU?
LSU. Alabama, LSU next weekend at Death Valley. Mm-hmm. And I promise you, they are going to make that a night game. That is not going to be a daytime game.
Boise State and UNLV. I think Boise State pulls this out 28-14.
I think it's more points scored than that.
Mm-hmm.
I think there'll be more points scored, but I don't know if UNLV has enough to beat Boise. Should be a good game. But if you can't stop Genty, it's going to be a long night. And I haven't seen a team yet that can stop Genty.
I'm going to be honest with you. After Sluka did what he did, it took the red shirt and jumped in the portal, Haj Malik Williams is looking more and more like he belongs in the big, he belongs in the big time. I mean, he leads the team in passing, he leads the team in rushing. He don't turn the ball over a lot, so this is going to be a game. I think this is going to be between can UNLV stop Boise State's run, and can Boise State stop the dual threat of Haj Malik Williams? If you ever watch Haj Malik Williams when he was at Campbell, you will know what we talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a problem. All right, I'm gonna throw one at y'all. Ole Miss in Oklahoma.
Fuck old piss. Excuse my language.
Um, I don't want Oklahoma to pull this out because I want Lane Kiffin to either stay at Ole Miss or go somewhere else other than Florida. The boot skins don't deserve to have nothing nice. Oregon and Illinois.
That's going to be a good one right there. Let me see what time. 2:30, and they playing it 2:30 game, and they playing in Eugene.
Yep,
that's a big one.
Do I have the guts to pick Illinois? That's the question. Do I have the guts?
I think this Illinois team reminds me of the team they had when they had Juice Williams and Aurelius Ben and Rashad Mendenhall was on it. Yeah, he was on that squad too.
I think so. Yep.
Yeah, he was on that squad too. Yeah, it reminds me of that team.
This game could be a huge upset or it could get ugly early. It just depends on turnovers. Whoever doesn't turn the ball over is probably going to win.
I think Illinois,
Alabama,
the best.
and Missouri.
That's a trap game. That's a trap game.
Absolutely.
Because Mizzou is 6-1. I think Mizzou is 6-1, and Mizzou doesn't look like a slouch either. I think
they're overrated though.
Are they Big 12 overrated or
just in general? I think they're gonna get humbled if they make it to the playoffs. I don't, because if every time you get on offense, your only option is to throw it to Luther Burden.
Yeah,
he gets shut down. The one game he got shut down, it was like they had no other option. So if I'm coaching football right now, and I got Missouri on my schedule, the game plan is to stop Luther. You stop Luther, you stop Missouri. That's how it looks right now. Now, if they can find some other identity or some other way to move the ball when he's not able to get his catches and his touches on the football, then they may can be a force to be reckoned with. But for right now, and the game that they lost bad, Luther was shut down. He was on there talking to game day, walking around the field as an away team, walking around on their field. And yeah, it ended up not being a good day for him.
Can I say this right here? We don't talk about the two Pac-12 teams that are left, but y'all do realize Washington State is 6-1, and their only loss was to Boise State, and that's because Genty had 260 yards in the game and 4 touchdowns.
That's what we not talking about.
But they are 6.
I watched Washington State go to overtime with San Diego State. I am not sold. I'm not sold.
They play this weekend.
Real quick on Washington State and Oregon State. Next year they're going to play each other twice.
Never seen that
For
before.
what reason? I don't know what reason.
Well, because I think they get ready. They're trying to revamp the Pac-12. So of course, Oregon State, Washington State is going to, because they are the last original charter members of that conference. So they'll be able to make some calls. They'll be able to make some shot calls and stuff like that. But they are trying to revamp
What teams are
Pac-12.
being added? Do you know?
I think Sacramento State is trying to get added to the Pac-12, and they need it. They are a great football team, and they can have the basketball, because you will still get your Bay Area market right there with Sacramento State. And if they want to play basketball, I think the Kings had announced to them that they can rent out the Golden the NBA arena, the Golden One arena in Sacramento to play their basketball games, which is a good thing. I mean, it's a good deal, because I mean, you don't have any other pro sport you don't have no pro sport that's within 70, 80 miles, and that's in Oakland, and Oakland doesn't have any pro sports anymore.
Yep.
The A's are gone. The Raiders
But
are in
TP,
Vegas.
yeah. So TP is Boise State, Colorado State, Fresno State, San Diego State. Utah State accepted an offer, but I don't know if they joined yet. And Gonzaga will join as a full member September of this year. But Gonzaga doesn't play football.
They play basketball.
Yeah, so
I mean, Troy think everything is football. Like, we got basketball.
No. It says the thing says they will join as a full member. Now, normally a full member means all sports, but I guess this is just basketball and Olympic sports. So as a full member, but that's the reason why that's the reason why they're Sacramento State is actually trying to entice the Pac-12 to get them, because I think Sacramento State has a plan to build not fully build, but to kind of renovate their stadium to make it FBS required. But their stadium is like 21 seats, like close to 22,000. So I don't think they need to revamp it, but I understand where they're coming from. And plus, when you got a school that got 31,000 students, they don't need to be FCS. They need to be up with the big boys. Like even with some people will talk about, what about the Montana schools? What about the Dakotas? The issue that they're going to have is always going to be travel. Don't nobody want to go to Bozeman. Don't nobody want to go to Missoula in Montana. Nobody wants to go to Bismarck. Nobody wants to go to Fargo. November.
Especially Bismarck, because they don't have a dome. They play outside. Now, I don't mind going to Fargo because they play in the Fargo. North Dakota State playing the Fargo dome. It's cool with me. But I don't think I wouldn't want to go to Bismarck. I wouldn't want to go to Missoula. I wouldn't want to go to Bozeman. They all outside teams.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. That's without the help of a large helping of libations. I don't want to go to them places. Penn State plays Wisconsin. Like,
let me see.
Wisconsin threw the ball. What was the first game of the season? Like, they actually knew what the forward pass was. I don't think they played that well since.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Let me get to the Big Ten.
I have too much disrespect for Wisconsin.
I give no respect to Penn State. You don't play nobody.
I just got done talking about their head coach.
I love Jerry Franklin. James Franklin is cool, but they don't play nobody.
James Franklin is probably cool, but he is adverse to have rapists on his team. I'm sorry. I'm not letting him get the pass. You step to the side of the podium to avoid that smoke today. No, you don't get no pass. All you had to do was say no comment.
I missed that one.
Somebody else. Oh, Google James Franklin press conference today. Oh yeah, he ducked all the smoke today.
I missed that one there.
Oh yeah. So I'm probably never going to get a Penn State invite, but that's okay.
Indiana versus Washington. Indiana is 7-0. Who would have thought?
Let me tell you something. Never in my wildest dreams would I have thought that Indiana is a threat to win the Big Ten. And Michigan is sinking fast. Y'all understand the chaos that's happening? The service academies, 2 service academies might make the playoffs. Indiana
won't. Indiana might. But we won't have 2 service academies for the simple fact that they will cancel each other out at the end. Only one of those teams is making it. So this is setting up this hear me out. This will be the most exciting and most watched Army-Navy game in the history of the rivalry. This will be the most watched Army-Navy game. Mark my words. It's October 24th. I'm telling you right now. When those 2 teams get on the field with each other, and what's on the line is a playoff to go play for a national championship. Come on,
here go the thing,
that's
TP.
Great for the sport of football.
Here's what might happen.
And this is coming from the Air Force guy.
They might play each other in the regular season.
They are going to play each other in the regular season.
They play each other in the regular season. Then they might play each other in the championship game, in their conference championship game. And then might turn around and actually play each other in the playoffs.
Nah, they're only gonna take the highest. They'll take probably 2 of the highest top ranked in group of 5 schools.
If one lost service academy does not make the playoffs, it will be pandemonium.
They won't.
They have to go.
And I'm gonna tell you
what.
They
have to go. They have to.
I'm gonna tell you what. Look at the rest of the teams that will be fighting for playoff spots.
Mm-hmm.
A 2-loss Alabama team would get in before a 1-loss Army team.
And that's crazy.
Tennessee, Texas, Indiana, Ohio State, Oregon. You got a team coming out of the Mountain West. We're probably going to see either Boise State or UNLV.
UNLV.
You
even see Washington State.
I didn't even include Washington State, Louisville, Miami, Clemson. Come on, there's still, Power 5 schools that will be 1 and 2 losses that will get the nod over a 1-loss Army or Navy team. That's my point.
So let me go. I'm about to go over here. About to go to the American. So Notre Dame plays Navy this weekend. Army is off, but next week they got Air Force. Air Force is 1-6, but this is always going to be Air Force. Even though they could dog them out, it's still a rivalry between those service academies, and especially if you got Air Force Air Force is in the Mountain West, and then I'm thinking they were thinking about bringing them over to the American to have all three of them play up in there. I think that would be nice, but that's another subject for another day. Army is 7-0. I got their schedule right here. They got Air Force. Look, the last game they beat down East Carolina. They dog walk UAB. They pimp slap Tulsa. Temple wasn't even a blip on their radar. Rice, they took them to the woodshed. Florida Atlantic was probably the closest game because it was only about 17. And then they beat Lehigh early in the season. But they got Air Force next week. Then they on the road to come to Denton to play University of North Texas. And they're 5-2. They almost had Memphis. I know UNT almost had Memphis this past weekend. Then they got Notre Dame in South Bend because Notre Dame keep the rivalries going since they independent. They got UTSA, which is a shell of itself right now, and of course, like you said, last game of the season, they got Army, they got Navy, and then we gotta understand this too. The American plays a conference championship game. They are going to be playing deep in December, right? So remember we had this big old fuss about the Celebration Bowl being moved to the 14th because of the playoffs, right? Starting around that time.
Mm-hmm.
Or the American probably the American probably will be the last conference to play a conference championship game, because whoever comes out of this game right here, if either team stays undefeated or they stay at the top of the conference, whoever comes out of this game, they will play on the 21st of December. Or I don't know how they would do this. Because because that game is the Army Navy game is always this late in December. I don't know how they would do it. I don't know how they would pull that off. But that's going to be very interesting.
But I know we ran over. But
yeah, we way over.
My bad.
Y'all just playing. Yeah. Again, I apologize, everybody, but this Army Navy thing is a huge story that's kind of like under the surface. But by late November, it's gonna be the biggest story probably in college football. That being said, I want to thank Dr. Holiday for coming on as the visitor. Disrespectfully, the floor is yours, sir.
Don't put me on that spotlight. So, for all my folks that's in Texas right now, I need y'all to go right now, wherever you're doing right now, go find your voter registration card. Right? Go find your voter registration card. Get out there and vote. It was early voting. Early voting has started this week. It's time to get out there and vote, because guess what? in another week and a half, it's put up or shut up. So I need for everybody that's in my state, that's here in Texas, to get out there and vote. Vote for what is going to be best for you and your family and your community, and not just vote on for somebody because they're rich and they got money. Other than that, so I will be taking myself, since I'm off tomorrow, I'll be taking myself up the street to go vote. I'll take myself up the street to go vote. I can't really do anything fathom not voting because that's not going to be in my blood right there. And then on Tuesday, on Super Tuesday, I will have a show where we'll talk sports, but we'll be more focused in on the election, and we'll have it coming down to who's going to be the next president of the United States of America. Also, here in the state of Texas, there's a big Senate race with the incumbent Ted Cruz and the Democratic nomination in Colin Allred. Go out there and let's vote this. Excuse my language. Let's vote this jackass out because if any man talks and disrespects my dad and my family, and you're not gonna do nothing about it, you don't need to be in a position of power, sir. But other than that, it's JSU by 40 this week against Mary's Children, and it's belt the ass this weekend for Mary's Children and anybody else in the SWAC. And just let you know, FAMU, Jackson State is still your daddy for now and evermore. Amen.
Oh, that was cute. That was cute. TP.
We cannot lose to Vandy. There are so many things you can do during the regular season. One thing is you don't lose to Vandy. I don't care if it's in their house, your house, in the damn fishbowl. It does not matter. If Quinn Ewers can't beat Vanderbilt, he does not need to be the starting quarterback for the Texas Longhorns. And I mean, we have to actually put on a show. It cannot be, oh, we kicked the field goal and won the game. No, we have to go out there and dominate. What I saw last week, kind of made me sick to my stomach because the failure to adjust is coaching. It has to be coaching. So Sarkisian, you've done this before where you get into this situation where, we have to pass because our quarterback is going out there and throwing 2 interceptions in the first half, and we're playing from behind. We get in panic mode. Cannot do that, especially against good teams. Now, we eventually locked up, and then we started making plays in the second half, but by then it was too late. You can't operate that way. And for my Texans, it was pretty much the same thing. The Packers defense did nothing special. They blitzed and played man coverage. I get it. We're still nursing the loss of Nico Collins, but there's still no excuse for the lack of adjustments that was made. If a team is sitting there and sending 5 and 6, sometimes 7 people at me, then we have to have ways to get the ball out quick. If you know there's going to be somebody unaccounted for, there's this thing called a hot read where you throw it to where the blitzers came from. Now, our receivers, y'all got to get off press man coverage. If there's no safety over top, then we have to be able to beat these guys down the field. But there has to be something done to address the protection issues that CJ Stroud has been suffering this year. And it wasn't just this game. It was the Minnesota Viking game. There were too many times where I saw our backup tight end, Cade Stover, trying to block their number one pass rusher one-on-one. And both times it led to a sack. One of them was a sack fumble. These type of things cannot happen. And that is the way that you develop your offense throughout the week. So Bobby Slow, please get it together. D'Amico already said that, hey, everything is up for question. So he has done an amazing job as the head coach of the Texans, and I still have all faith in our team. And I feel like we do have what it takes to go far in the playoffs, if not make it to a Super Bowl and win. But it has to start now. We have our rival Indianapolis coach this week. Can I lose this game? We have it at home. Can I lose it? We have to go out there and dominate. We have not shown a dominant performance to my liking yet this season. The Patriots, everybody's been beating up on the Patriots, so I can't count that game. But we have to come out and we have to be dominant. We have to show the NFL and the world that we are contenders. So, that's my take for the week. I appreciate y'all. More to come. Because trust me, how things go Saturday and Sunday, I will be talking about it on Tuesday, along with basketball. But that's gonna be first. That's gonna be what's hot and ready on my mind. So, yeah. But I appreciate y'all as always. Thank you for watching the Gathering the Old Men podcast.
Cowboys,
Mullo.
get your shit together this weekend.
Malo, sir.
The Cowboys gonna get another L.
You know what, Marlo? I thought we was cooler, man. But
I'm just like,
I hope Mike Evans stubbed his toe.
he did. Shit, he stubbed his toe and pulled his hamstring.
Butler, what you got for us this week, man?
Oh, I'm just gonna piggyback on this importance of getting out and activating your civic duty. I think that we are teetering on a constitutional crisis. Like we thought we were moving forward, but there are elements that want to continue to hold this country back, and I'm not liking the tone nor the tenor of what's been going on in this political season. I can't wait till it's over. Even after it's over, I think that the citizens of this country have to stay diligent. I think that it is going to be even more important that you hold your representatives accountable for things that they have said during this whole process. And that's how you make the rubber meet the road. And if we don't do it, then maybe this country isn't as great as it has been all cracked up to be. And maybe it's up to us to make it better. So everyone get out and vote. Everyone get informed on the issues. Like, it's not a political thing. It's a you and your house thing. So get informed. Vote for your house and your pocketbook, and vote for your best interest. And that's what I say about that. And I ain't gonna say the other thing, but it rhymes with yup and Daytona.
Wow. Oh wow. Yeah. Okay. Malo. Oh man. All right. So everyone has pretty much said, do your civic duty, vote your interests, be citizens, not patriots. Citizens have responsibilities, patriots do not. That being said, I alluded to earlier that I started my day off cussing at somebody's child. Here's why. History is important. History matters. And for me, I'm a student of sports history. And before I knew what Georgia Southern was, before I knew what Mount Union was, I knew Grambling State, FAMU, Bethune-Cookman. I knew Tuskegee. I knew a lot of places as far as football is concerned. And their history was important to me because their players looked like me. And as we have evolved into post-integration and the influence of the black athletes on PWI universities, somehow, somewhere in someone's mind, somebody thought that HBCUs became less than. So first off, HBCUs were never less than. They were underfunded, and they were underfunded through theft. So when you see a Tennessee State with 16 national championships, a FAMU with 17 national championships, a Tuskegee with 13 national championships, a Grambling State with 16 or 15 national championships, a Southern with, I think, 14, 15 national championships. Those are just examples of teams that played great football nationally. When you was on planes, they was on buses, and they was playing great football. It don't matter when the national championships was won, because a lot of those national championships were won in the last 20 years. So whatever my Paw did had nothing to do with the last 5 years, had nothing to do with the last 20 years. History is history. It is a living, breathing thing. Do not disrespect what you don't know. Ask questions. Why do you think this way? Maybe a Paw like me will share that information with you to enlighten you, so you don't continue running down Twitter streets looking like an absolute buffoon. So, if an old man like me with gray hair cuss you out, don't get in your feelings. Ask him why you cussing me out, and maybe he'll tell you. I love sharing history. History is important. It is the one thing that keeps us from repeating stupid mistakes. Is history. I want to thank Doc Holliday, Marlo, TP for coming on to the show tonight. Again.
Also, slapping the shit out of somebody and keep you from repeating some bad history.
We ain't never gonna get monetized
Slap,
for the gathering
slap,
of Old Man Podcast.
slap. Piss down their leg.
Oh my God. We are out. Oh man. Ladies and gentlemen.
Who won it with Debo?
I apologize. I apologize.
You ain't gonna apologize to me. I mean it.
Look, Debo tell me to shut up. I'll be quiet. But when he leave, I'll be talking again.
Wow. The whole conference can get to business. Wow.
Literally.
But when he leave, I'll be talking again.
Oh my. All right. So, oh man, Marlo just.
Hey. This is what you get. Like, I can't be halfway rooting for FAMU and oh yeah, that team won. Yeah, good for them. No, hell no. I don't want y'all to win shit. Nothing.
I mean, I feel like that too. Like I don't want to see Oklahoma win shit. Like I'm a Longhorn. I'm a Longhorn fan to down to my core. It's burnt orange around here.
That's what I'm saying. And if you can't understand it, you must jump from team to team like somebody we know.
Hold on, what we not gonna do? We're not doing that.
All guilty please quill. All of them.
I've been a Longhorn fan since I knew what college football was. Ricky Williams got me started.
So, Marlo, I jumped from Florida State.
Well, you would. Florida State people hope you jump for Florida State because the way you,
He be letting them have it.
the way
Oh,
you
man.
go in, Jesus.
But here's the question: do I be lying?
Well, that's
Noval finna drop a song. I'm pulling up on you. Directed at Troy.
Pull up if he want to.
I'll pull it up on you.
I'ma steal his money and his recruits like everybody else in the ACC.
What you gonna do with his recruits? Wait. What are you doing with his recruits? What?
I'm just saying, everybody else stealing them from him. Dion got one, Alabama got one. Who else want to recruit from Mike
What
Norvell?
you gonna do with him?
I probably win more games than he will.
damn.
I mean, I know that when the game is close and a team who shouldn't be in the game, I'm not going to let my ego get the best of me. I'm going to kick the field goal and win by 1 point. Just me. But whatever.
You play to win the game.
You play to win the game.